Good morning everyone. Tableau Tip Week continues, and today I'm going to be talking about tooltips. So for those of you who don't know or would like a refresher, tooltips are basically Tableau's way of, when you're on a dashboard or a view, of allowing the user to sort of find out more about a visualization by using a hover or a click function. And what you can do with them is pretty cool because ultimately it can become a very powerful way of conveying a message or adding additional information which the visual part of the visualization may not provide. Okay, so over here I've got a very simple dashboard with my map changing for each country depending on what the country I'm hovering over, and the profit and the region is changing. Similarly on a scatter plot, which is where I think this is very useful, when you want to see what the outliers are. So the furniture over here is quite high, so I can look in to see the manufacturer, the profit and the sales, or this is quite low. The Beavis manufacturer is doing fairly poorly in terms of profit. And you can sort of see these sort of correlations and drill in deeper. The default way that Tableau deals with tooltips is when you hover, you get something like this. So on this dual axis bubble chart, sorry, the lollipop chart, you actually get these very generic, straightforward ones. I'm just going to go through how you can amend these and make them quite powerful. Okay, so if you go back to this sheet, on the marks card over here, you can see the tooltip icon. So if I click it, this pop-up window comes up. And you can see that this is currently on the all fields function, which I've added in for this demo. And basically what that's doing is just showing what fields are in the view. And you know that they're being shown on the tooltip as it is highlighted here when you click on the caret here. So the subcategory, the summer sales, the category, all included in the tooltip, so they will come up when you hover over. Now, if you wanted to change this and say you wanted to just show what the graph is, so this is a sales by category graph chart, so you could put that as a title, maybe make that as big as the other titles I've got. So you can change these, change the font, change the color, and then down here I don't want this as big, I want it as 14 and the color to be black, but I want it to show the sum of sales. So I want, if something's in the view, it will come up here. So the sum of sales in this instance is actually shown by this part, and I can make it bold, make it smaller. If I want to add in a category, like a name, so saying that this is the sales, maybe something a bit darker so the user will be able to see it. So this one here. And let's say you want to also show that the category and subcategory. So you want to show the category, and then you go back to the insert, add in the category. But this one again you want to make as a sort of dark grey. Okay, you can also, which is pretty funky, add in data connection time, when the data was connected to, data update time. So if I want to see when the data was last updated, so I can make this smaller and call it last updated. See what that does. And again, just to be consistent, continue with this. Press OK, you will see these things will change depending on where you're hovering. Now what you can see here is that there's a difference between the top one and the bottom one, and that's because my tooltip that I've edited is actually only on the bubbles. As this is dual axis chart, there are actually 2 marks on the view. So what I can do, which is pretty cool, is just copy this across. So clicking here, and then clicking here to all, and changing this to be consistent. And because these are dynamic fields, as you can see by the sort of grey outline, they'll actually just change depending on what the actual mark is. Okay, so we've got a bit of consistency now. Let's go back to the dashboard and see that now all of these are fairly similar in terms of their format. And another really cool thing about tooltips is that you can use them as instructions, and because of the nature of them, I can sort of put this here as, and instruct the user to hover here for more information about the dashboard. So let's go here and see how I've done that. So what I've done, I'll just recreate it shortly. What I've done is I have a title, I have one shape, and I've just amended the tooltip there. So let's just do that again. What I've done in this instance is create a calculated field with an index, which looks a bit like this. And you've just dragged that onto the rows shelf, and it gives me this. I've then changed the marks to a shape here, and then I have hidden the header, and then changed the shape. So over here onto more shapes, and Tableau has some default shapes that I can use. So for instance, if I want a nice light bulb, I can add that in. And then it's just a case of formatting. So I want to get rid of all these lines and headers. So I can just go to borders and just get rid of everything in the sheet. Okay. So now I've done that, I can, if I want to change the size of it, maybe make it a bit bigger, and rename this the light bulb. And then going to tooltip, it will just give me the index. So right now it's just telling me 1, because there is one row in this field, so the index calculation is just calculating that this is the first one. But what I want it to do is just say something cool. So we can write that in, so something cool. We can maybe add in the 18, then underneath it, make something a bit smaller. That tells me when it was updated. Perhaps I want to put in a full name, not sure what that does. And that just gives my name and PC, so we don't want that, so we can just go back and delete that. You see these things down at the bottom here, these command functions. So what these do is this, you can disable tooltips completely, so you can just have a standalone chart, but we want to use this one. You can also include command buttons, and what this means is when a user is interacting with it, if I click this here now, if I go back here and then click here, you get these keep only, exclude, etc., like some action buttons, and we don't really want that. So I can go over to this section here and amend it in the all, and just say I just don't want the command buttons to show up when I click. So we can hover, click, and nothing will happen. Okay. So let's just add in our light bulb now. I've got a vertical horizontal container up here, so I'll just put it there next to my current one. Just do a bit of reshaping, move my sheet into the middle, maybe 14. Okay, cool. Excellent. So that's a bit of what you can do with tooltips in a general dashboard. If you want to impress your friends, maybe you're in a bar and you're on a date and you want to whip out your laptop, show them a bit of Tableau, what you can do is something very cool like this, which is create, it's a small hack which allows you to create like charts within Tableau. And what this is doing is really, really straightforward and simple. I learned this at the Tableau conference with Robert Casara. And ultimately all that's happening here is that if I go into the tooltip, we have the country, so this country here, we have the bronze, silver and gold, so let's put that in order. So we want the gold at the top. Oh, let's move this. So we want gold at the top. And then we want the silver in the middle. Okay, and all this is doing is adding this calculated field which shows you the medals, and then in the brackets next to it telling you the actual amount of golds and the total number. Okay. So if we have a look at one of these, say the gold medal one, the calculated field that it actually is, all it is a left function of this number of symbols that I've added in. So these are just symbols that I've copied and pasted off the internet. So these are text, so Tableau can recognize them. And so it's a left function saying that of these, this string of multiple balls that I've put in, please return the number of golds back as the number it wants to return. So once I hover, you can do the add in sort of this thing, which looks pretty cool and allows the user to, it adds an extra dimension to your very simple bar graph. So I mean, I've seen examples that Robert put on at the conference where you can actually add in square blocks and just do 4 like fake, almost fake bar graphs within your tooltip, which is pretty cool. So there you have it. This is my Tableau tip for the day. And I hope you've learned a lot about tooltips and how you can use them to make your visualization more powerful. Okay, thank you and have a great day.